Holy front suspension, Batman! Hello there and welcome back to Building the Boys. As I said, we've now got the front suspension in part 8 of Hachette's Build the Batmobile Tumbler. We've done this before. Okay, so we're just doing it again. We're doing it in a slightly different order because we don't have the wheel yet, which I believe came in issue 2 in the last one. Issue 3? So we are going to be building the arm, essentially, for what will have the wheel mounted to it. We're just doing it in a slightly different order. That's all it is. So there is quite a lot to do in these, if I remember rightly, from the last time we did this. But this is a repeat of something we've done before, so it shouldn't be too difficult. But let's crack this open. Let's take a look at the parts. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's box number 8. Let's open this. It's going to bother me for eternity. I'll never get past that. Okay, let's take these pieces out. Right. So we have this piece here. We have the arm, we recognise that. Have that piece there. And then whatever's in the mystery package. This is weird material. So all of this in there. There we go. Right, so I recognise all of it. This is nothing new. We've done this before. But we've got all our parts. This is the part we're going to be working on more than anything. So let's start with that one there. Let's see what we need to do and let's get on with it. Okay, so to begin with, I'm going to turn this one over this way. I'm going to take this part here, which is our double connector. And that is going to slot in there like so. So that's how that one's going to go. You see? And then we're going to hold this in place with 2 AM screws. So because it's AM, I will be using the 3-in-1 oil to do this, just to ease the transition of these screws. And not have to worry about having to fight against cutting a thread or anything like that. This just makes life a lot easier, a lot simpler. There we go. So that's the first one going in. Now, because you're screwing a plastic element in place, don't overscrew this, because what you don't want to do is put the pressure on and crack the plastic. That'd be terrible. So just get it in so it's nice and firm, but don't overdo it, because you're gonna screw the part up if you do that. You don't want to do that. There we go. That's it, nice and tight, nice and easy. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to turn this one over, and we're going to have it like so, and we're going to take the arm, we're going to put this like so. So it's going to sit on there like that. Taking care to ensure its position exactly. So do not use glue. I wasn't going to use glue anyway. What a strange thing to ask. That's what it's going to go for now. We're going to use the rod bracket here. Use the rod bracket here to hold this in place. And again, we're going to hold that with AM screws. So the rod bracket is going to go around that way. It'll sit like that. And we're going to put in a single AM screw to hold all this in place. Again, using our 3-in-1 oil will just make this a little bit easier. There we go. So that's him. That's where we need to be. And we're happy. All very easy so far. So we're going to move this away because we're moving on the brake disc now. So let's bring our disc parts over. So there's our first disc and our second half of our disc. And we are going to be introducing this one to this one. Now there is a lug there. So you can see this is going to attach like so. We're going to line those lugs up. Should all come together. There we go. Now we're going to use 2 SP screws. Now because they're SP, we don't need to use oil. Oil won't help you with plastic to plastic. It will actually hinder you. It will make things worse. So we're not going to be doing that. We need 2 SP screws to hold this in place. So let's get those ready. This is our first one in. There we go. One, nice and easy. And two. Nice and easy, nice and simple. So we've got two in there. Lovely. Right, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to be taking the brake housing and we're going to put it on the wheel pin. So we're going to take our brake housing over here. This is going to go this way round. I'm going to slip that down over there. Now there should be shaped. There we go. So once you've got it into the lug, it will lock in place. It's got nowhere else to go. We're going to turn this one over and we are going to put, let's try that again, this way around. We're going to put two AM screws into here to hold this into place. There's one in there and one in there. So let's get those oiled up and ready to go. Okay, so the first one's going in just here. That's one. Let's put another one in. I'll tell you, black on black with black screws. Brutal, but it's something I've got to get used to because the reality of it is it's a Batmobile, so everything's going to be black on black, isn't it? Let's turn the other one up. Yeah, so that one's in, nice and secure, nice and done. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add our discs onto here. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is going to take our brake disc over here. It's going to slot straight over. And what we're going to do is we're going to take we're going to take our disc over here. That's going to slot over there, and this is going to hold everything in place. And we're going to do that by adding two SP screws. So those are the tiny screws again. So let's load those up. Okay, let's try that again. That's gotcha. All right, so let's find that sweet spot. Got that one. That's one in. Got a second one in. There we go. So that's that one locked in. Lovely. So now we've got a rotating wheel, but it's locked in by this. It's not going to go anywhere. And that's exactly where we need to be. So we are returning to the arm we were working on. So we're going to bring that one back over. So bringing our arm back over, we are going to be working on the end part here, and we're going to be using this part here like so. So this is going to fit in here like so. That's where that's going to go. It can only go in one way, so it's got to go in that way. It won't go in like that, you see. So this is the way we're going in. So that's going to sit in there, and we're going to go with a double AM screw. Double AM. So this is definitely going to need oil, because if I remember rightly from the last time we did this, these were stiff. So let's I might use a bigger screwdriver for this one as well, some with a bit more torque on it. But let's have a look. Might not be a problem. Right. So there we go. Right. Oh no, this is fine. There we go. So that's that one in. Nice and easy, nice and simple. So that's that one done. Now we're going to bring over our arm. Making sure we've got this the right way. This is going to fit in. Whoop. Like so that way around. Okay, so that's how we're going to be looking on this one. That's going to go in there like so. We're going to hold this in place with 2 GM screws, so let's get those ready. Okay, so we've got that one nice and screwed in now. We've got it firm enough that it's not loose, but tight enough so it's not, I know what I'm saying, it's got about to move. So we're going to use an ABM screw now, which one of these longer ones. We're going to attach this part here. This is the drop arm. I'm going to attach this to the body. So let's move this out of the way. Let's extend this as much as possible, make this easy as possible for ourselves. It's going to go in this way round. So that's how you're going to look. And then we're going to put one of these in here. See if we can get them from the side. There we go. Tighten that up. There we are. So that's in firm, that's in secure. The next thing we're going to do is attach this to the wheelbase. We're going to do that, and we're going to use the last screw in the collection, which is the UM, which is over here. It's that one there. So let's drop one of these out, and this will finish out the build. Okay, so what's going to happen is this is going to sit on there like so. And we're going to pop a UM screw in there, just hold all this in place. So this is going to go into there, like that. And there we have it. So that's what we've got going on, and that is everything we have to do in this stage. So that is it complete. Let's have a chat. So that's number 8 complete. I mean, again, we've done this before, so there is always going to be that duality, that synchronicity that's going to happen between wheels and suspension, and it's just the way it is. It's just the way it is. I've never really enjoyed building suspension or steering. Of all the models that I've built, suspension and steering turns me off. I'm not a big fan of it. But it's a necessary evil, and I'm glad we're getting out of the way nice and early, because normally it takes a little longer. Normally with these builds we're on the engine at this point, but we're pure steering at this stage, which is nice. I suppose it's a change up. If you're sticking around for the build instructions, thank you for stopping by. If you're sticking around for bat chats, before we get to the bat chat, I've just got to warn you about issue 9. Issue 9 is criminal. What they give you to do in issue 9 is criminal. Not even joking, it's embarrassing, but we're going to do it anyway. But if you're sticking around for the bat chat, we are going to be talking about why bat stuff. So not just, we spoke to the villains, spoke about cars, we're going to speak about the movies. But in this one, we're talking about bat stuff. There is so much stuff associated with Batman. There are lots of cliches with Batman, but there are lots of things as well that are just kind of archetypes, they're staples of Batman. And one of them, if you only know Batman through TV and movies, you won't know what the bloody hell I'm about to talk about, but it's an interesting thing to know, and it is, why has Batman got a bloody great big penny in the Batcave? Why has Batman got a giant penny in his Batcave? And you're thinking, what the bloody hell are you talking about if you're into the movies? Well, I'm not joking. If you read the comic books, you read the graphic novels, whenever you see the Batcave, there's an enormous penny in the Batcave. I'm not joking. Here you go. Here's some multiple examples of comic books where you can see the giant penny. It's weird, right? So he's always got this massive penny in the background. And when you first start reading Batman books, because, you know, unless you're nearly 100 years old or over 100 years old, you wouldn't have been there at the beginning. None of us were. So where does it come from? Where's this giant penny come from? Well, it does come from a battle that he had. And this is it. So that was Batman's fight against the Penny Plunderer back in, I think, 1936. Joe Coyne, spelled with a Y, Coyne. You see the Penny Plunderer, Coyne? They're big on that. He had a battle with him, and Batman is not beyond taking a trophy. So, bizarrely, and this is where this gets a little bit sketchy. So that was actually what Penny Plunderer was trying to steal. There was also a giant 1 penny stamp. So it's a giant 1 penny coin, a giant 1 penny stamp. Batman used the coin to protect himself from the gunfire of the penny plunderer, along with Robin. And we don't know how, but after this battle, somehow that giant coin ended up in the Batcave. So we know where it comes from. And he took it as a trophy. However, if it belonged to the museum, I don't think Batman can just take it. Now, the only thing I can assume is Bruce Wayne purchased the coin and he's kept it. If not, he stole it. He's a thief. But it does feature quite heavily. And I'm actually amazed it's never appeared in a film. I don't understand why at no point some director's gone, throw the penny in the background. Even if it's right in the background, some set designers, some producers just put the penny in. I'd love to see it. I really hope in The Batman at some point, the enormous penny appears in the Batcave, or I'd just like to see it because, again, if you're a comic book reader, the penny not being in the Batcave bugs you, right? Honestly, it's one of those things where if I went to see a Batman movie, I'm like, oh, it's the penny. I'd be happy. It made me happy just to see the penny. You would have also noticed in all those pictures I showed you of the penny, a dinosaur, because that's something else he's got in the Batcave. He's got a dinosaur, and I'll explain where the dinosaur comes from as well. But these are staples of Batman that don't appear in the movies. I don't know why, but they should. The dinosaur and definitely the penny should 100% appear in the movie. Now, because Batman's changed its continuity so much, because it's ran for so long, what happens is, after they've done about 20 or 30 years worth of stories, they tend to do a wipe, and they wipe the history of the characters, and they just start again. And that's what after the Infinite Crisis was. So Infinite Crisis was the first big, we'll just wipe this out. And they just wiped the backstory. So backstories of villains change, backstories of characters change, even the penny. So the penny now has a different origin of where it came from. It's still linked to coin, but just a very different setup of how it ended up in the Batcave. And then there was another continuity change as well, where Lucius Fox actually used the coin to boost signal. So it was actually a signal booster hidden inside a coin. And it's been used for different things. But in the second iteration, Joe Coin built the coin and hid inside it like a Trojan horse to get into a bank vault, and that's how it worked. But the coin remains, so the giant penny features in it. And you'd be forgiven for thinking it was linked to Two-Face because of the coin link there, but Two-Face typically was a silver dollar, that's what he flipped, or a dime. And yeah, it's just part of Batman lore. And it's a weird one that a lot of people that only know it through the films and TV wouldn't know. But he is a trophy hunter. This is what he does, and he has got a very impressive trophy room in the Batcave. And we'll be talking about other things that feature inside that trophy room, where they came from and why they're there in later issues. But that is all for this one. Thank you for stopping by. In a world where you can be anything at all, just be nice. We'll be back very, very soon with a criminally short issue 9. Issue 9's a joke. It is Iron Man-esque, but we're going to do it anyway. So I will catch you very soon for the embarrassingly short issue 9. I'll see you then.